How dumb can your protagonist be before the audience completely stops rooting for them? Welcome to Talk Flicks with Boss Chicks. I'm your host, Crystal, and today we're going to be discussing the movie Home is Where the Killer Is.
Dr. Thomason, I'm Nicole. We spoke about the room for rent.
You are welcome to change the decor.
I like it. It's homey. Funds are a little tight, but I'm waiting on a settlement check.
Settlement.
My doctor missed cancer.
This is a drama thriller that is very, very Lifetime-esque. We've probably seen this story a million times, but we love it. As humans, we cannot get enough of watching psycho people act up on screen. It's the reason why news stations are getting their highest ratings ever, because we have literally a psycho thriller happening every day in the White House. This film was directed by Kayla York, starring Stacey Howduck, who plays the psycho landlord Julie, and Kelly Kruger plays the special needs tenant Nicole. First of all, she's not special needs, but this is the way she acts. I mean, they say common sense is not a common thing, and it's obvious that Nicole has no common sense. And home is not where her heart is, because she literally does not trust what she knows is true in her heart. Her gut instinct is the last thing she consults in this entire movie. So this whole movie really kind of gave off some serious lesbian vibes, even from the beginning, when Nicole and her friend Lauren were pretending to be gay to ward off some guy at the bar that was trying to holler. Then the psycho Julie was totally into Nicole as if she was gay too, even though she had been married before. But hey, to each his own. And it definitely was obvious from Julie's first interaction with the man on screen, Nicole's boyfriend Kyle, that she was a complete and total man hater, not to be confused with a feminist. So this film was definitely giving off some single white female vibes right from the beginning with Julie and Nicole's relationships. First of all, you cannot trust people who post stuff online and then say, oh no, actually I meant to delete that ad, while still telling you that the item on the ad is still available. This is exactly what happened with Julie. And then the lady says that it's not available. She was not worthy of being trusted. But honestly, Nicole should have never moved in with her in the first place. Just from a logistical standpoint, she was just finishing up cancer treatment. She had broken up with her boyfriend. It seemed pretty traumatic. And her relationship with her best friend was obviously topsy-turvy. She was going through way too much to be living with a complete stranger. This is a time where you either need to live alone or you need to live with family. You just cannot be with someone that you don't know, especially one that's as nosy as Julie was. Like, she actually had a webcam set up in the girl's room inside of a dingy teddy bear. First of all, that teddy bear would have been gone. Like, it was so dingy. Like, that is not going to be part of my decor on a show, and I just moved in. In addition to that, Julie was taking Nicole's cancer meds away from her so that she would stay sick. So if you're going to stay in someone's house, you have to have a lock on the door, a new lock that you put on yourself, actually. This is a must. I don't know how much she was paying rent, but it couldn't have been much with the lack of privacy that she had. Like, honestly, this girl could have been living in her car and had more privacy than what she had living in Julie's house. Nicole was just one of those protagonists that was just too stupid to be real. She realizes that her roommate is nosy as hell and doesn't like her boyfriend, but then she straight up brings her boyfriend to the house and gets her freak on with him while Julie, her landlord, is still there. I mean, meanwhile, her boyfriend has a whole apartment and has been asking her to move in with him. Why would you get your groove on in this house that doesn't belong to you And the person who it belongs to doesn't even like the person that you're bringing into their house. It literally made no sense. And at this point, Nicole and Julie had already been having tension. Why would you exacerbate the situation? This is not your house. You are literally a guest paying rent. So then Nicole gets her freak on in the house. And right after, she starts some drama with her boyfriend, who's Asian, by the way. And it's like this drama just comes out of nowhere. Like they had just been enjoying each other, like bask in the ambiance a little bit before you start stuff with this boyfriend. But, I let it slide because, she was a cancer survivor. But it was already getting to a point where I just almost couldn't deal with her. Then the backstory of how Julie is a psycho begins to come out. At first, the brother of the lady that Julie previously killed before Nicole moves in warns her, comes up to her job, says, hey, you're not safe in the house. Then her bestie tells her, yeah, there's something a little off about this lady. Okay? Then she finds out Julie had been hiding her settlement check from the hospital. Like, yo, what does it take for you to get it? I mean, every excuse and lie that Julie says, Nicole just believes it. And I mean, wouldn't it be the last straw if you found out this lady was holding your check? So at this point, I'm pretty much done with Nicole. She's just too dumb. But I will say that Julie was telling the truth about her bestie and her boyfriend. They were actually sleeping together the whole time, even though her bestie said it only happened once. Nah. They were giggling too hard in their office together for this to just be a one-time thing. This is something that probably had been happening since Nicole had kind of distanced herself from them because she was struggling with the issue of herself having cancer. So Julie has a friend, who she endearingly calls Patty Cake. And she kind of strings Patty Cake along, and she doesn't really treat her very nice. And so it finally comes out that Julie, who used to be a doctor, had financially helped her keep her business afloat. But when Julie threatens Patty Cake, oh my gosh, Patty Cake got extra bold in the spirit. I mean, this lady had been taking threats, or not threats, but insults from Julie like a champ. And then when she threatened her, it was like she kept coming with the clapbacks on her. Like, it happened at least 4 or 5 times. She's like, and another thing, and another thing. And then she mentioned Julie's deceased daughter. And that's when it all hit the fan. Literally, Julie cracked Patty Cake's face on the counter and then set it up to where it looked like she had fell off a ladder and hit her head. Definitely some life lessons from this movie. As all movies. Number 1, don't trust someone who doesn't even cry when their friend dies and acts like everything is good. They are psycho and probably the reason why their friend is dead. Number 2, do not move in with people you have not researched. Like, her bestie had called her on that. Like, girl, did you even look her up? 3, do not shut friends out without giving them a chance. And don't take drinks from people who you don't know like that. 5, don't believe everything people tell you. And 6, do not start drama with an Asian man. They will leave you every time. No, but seriously, just don't start drama with your man. Like, it's just not worth it. So, moving on to the things that I thought could be improved upon. I thought the acting could have been a bit better, but I mean, again, this is a Lifetime movie, which, bad acting is what those types of movies are known for. So maybe it wasn't supposed to be better. But the brother of Alice, the lady who had previously been killed by Julie, he was just not a good actor. Like, it literally felt like he was just somebody's friend or somebody on set, and they were like, hey, our person kind of fell through. We need you to just play this part. Like, that's literally what it felt like, and his body language definitely gave off those type of vibes. I also did not like the bestie's response to Nicole when she came to her job and asked her for some advice. I mean, if this is your friend, even if you guys are busy, you're at work, The more appropriate response would have just been like, hey, you know, let me finish up this work. I'll be with you afterwards. But in this movie, she like completely just blows her off. And this movie really just shows you need to make sure that you treat your friends accordingly. But honestly, I did not feel bad for Nicole because she was so dumb. Like, her boyfriend literally needed somebody better than her because she was not smart. She was easily manipulated and she didn't know how to handle her emotions. And I really think I would have liked this movie better if Julie had been established as a doctor who had maybe lost her license because she was doing the same stuff to Nicole that, you know, she did to previous patients where she keeps them sick. You know, she only makes them well enough to where she can take care of them and then she makes them sick again. And so it would have kind of gave a little bit of context to why she just kind of keeps doing this to these girls. So overall, I'll give this movie a 4 out of 10. It did make me laugh. You know, when Nicole and Julie were fighting and busting each other up in the head, that was hilarious. But the fact that I was literally rooting against her at critical points in the story made me have to deduct some points. So she was just dumb. And there was just no reason for that. But they did have my boy Christoph St. John in there. So I'll give it an extra point and give it a 5 out of 10. May he rest in power. So that's all, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you thought of the movie. And let me know if there's any points that I missed. Any points that you thought were interesting that we discussed. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll be doing these all the time. Make sure you like and make sure you comment. Okay? Thanks for tuning in. Peace.